Coming up on KOTA Territory News at 5:30, an ag expert in Belle Fourche gives his thoughts on recent tariffs and if he thinks they'll impact the industry. The Oglala Sioux Tribe and Indian Collective are hosting an event to get free tribal IDs to members living in Rapid City today and tomorrow. And as part of President Trump's executive order to end all race-based policy, the U.S. Office of Civil Rights ends an agreement with Rapid City area schools. Your news starts now.
From Skyline Drive, this is KOTA Territory News at 5:30.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jack Cottle. The United States Office of Civil Rights has terminated their voluntary resolution agreement with the Rapid City Area School District. The agreement began in May after the OCR's discrimination investigation into Native American students found RCAS was treating their Native American and white students differently at the referral and sanctioning stages of the district's discipline process. According to a release from RCAS, the termination of the agreement follows an executive order by President Donald Trump, which directs federal agencies to eliminate race-based policies in education, employment, and government programs.
This decision was made solely by the OCR. Neither the Board of Education nor district leadership played a role in this decision. We felt it was essential to share this update with stakeholders as part of our commitment to open and transparent communication. The district has completed a significant portion of the work outlined in the agreement, and these efforts have positively impacted all students.
Trusser added any opportunity the district has to improve outcomes for students is worth doing. Trusser did not take any questions today. We'll keep you updated as more information becomes available. And what they're calling a response to the ICE raids that have been happening around the country since the Trump administration took office. The Oglala Sioux Tribe and Indian Collective want to ensure OST members are protected. Today, Indian Collective partnered with the tribe to allow them to use the Rapid City headquarters to issue free tribal ID cards to enrolled members. Walk-in hours were held from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. with many people sitting in line waiting to be issued their IDs. NDN and the tribe wanted to make it easier for tribal members living in Rapid City by saving them a trip to Pine Ridge just to get an ID. NDN's Director of Strategic Partnership says communities across the country are providing free tribal IDs to their members.
We have heard that there has been actual ICE raids and people that have been deported that are tribal members from other tribes. And so one of the things that Oglala Sioux Tribe wanted to ensure is that they're protecting their tribal members, that they can prove that they're U.S. citizens using their tribally enrolled cards.
For people who did not make it over to NDN Collective today, the organization and tribe will hold another walk-in tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. as well. OST enrolled members have until April 24th to receive a free ID. After a stretch of gloomy weather, it was nice to have the sun shining bright once again. Will the sunny skies stick around for the weekend? Chief Meteorologist David Stradling is here to let us know. Definitely a nicer day to be out and about today.
Yeah, nice to get the sunshine on the eyes, look at some nice blue skies as we've had a lot of cloudy skies recently, and unfortunately things are clouding up once again. We take a look at our Golden West weather camera at Granite Automotive. This is looking more towards the southwest. And yes, clouds have returned. We expected that though. That was in the forecast yesterday. It was also warmer today in the 40s and 50s. We still have a couple of spots like Shade Hill, Phillip, Rapid City, and Hot Springs holding onto the 50s right now. And we also actually have a little bit of a thunder shower in Harding County. You see some lightning with that shower there and some moisture moving in from the south. A front off to the northwest will change that rain over to snow overnight tonight, and some snow showers will pass through and start us off Friday morning. We'll talk more in detail about what we're expecting coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, David. A man accused of aggravated assault and attempted murder is arraigned in 7th Circuit Court this morning. 24-year-old Joshua Stone pleaded not guilty to attempted murder. He's facing up to 25 years in prison if he's convicted on that charge. And he also pleaded not guilty to aggravated assault. He's facing 15 years on that charge. Stone is accused of beating 2 people with a baseball bat in Rapid City on February 6th, leaving one with life-threatening injuries. The city of Box Elder is preparing for the arrival of the B-21 bomber and more airmen coming to the area. In the meantime, the city is already experiencing economic growth. KOTA Territory's Hannah Hutter talked with city officials to learn more about what's happening.
The Box Elder community has seen great economic growth, and that isn't changing in 2025. The South Dakota Department of Revenue reported a 37.82% increase in sales tax revenue in February compared to the same month last year.
Year over year, for the last couple of years, we've actually outpaced the previous year. So in percentage-wise, we've been the last few months 21-25% from the previous year in 2024 to 2023. 2025 is not slowing down. It's actually showing more promise.
Overrinder says the addition to Ellsworth drives demand for housing and business, but says it isn't the only contributing factor. He says the loyalty of the community and the ease of access off of Interstate 90 also helps.
Traffic counts are showing that those numbers continue to increase year over year. So it's a place where business has to be.
While growth is always a good thing, it can sometimes come as a shock in more rural areas.
Typically, your rural communities, they don't typically gain much population, if they gain at all. Typically, they may lose population from census to census. For Box Elder, we're not showing that at all. As a matter of fact, we're showing the exact opposite.
Overrinder says the growth will continue, especially with the Ellsworth Air Force Base expansion. Reporting in Box Elder, I'm Hannah Hutter.
Homelessness is something that can happen to anyone at any time. As of January 28th, there are currently more than 1,400 people experiencing homelessness in South Dakota, according to the South Dakota Housing for the Homeless Consortium. After conducting their annual statewide point-in-time homeless count, the group found that out of the number of respondents who classified themselves as homeless in 2025, 843 were men and boys compared to 578 women and girls. They also revealed that there are currently 428 people who are experiencing housing insecurity in Rapid City as of January 28th. Of the 428 people, 308 are American Indian. In addition, 191 people in Rapid City are residing in an emergency shelter, with 160 people who are unsheltered. The executive director for the Cornerstone Rescue Mission says the homeless issue has become more visible.
Our shelter is full. It's always been full. During the cold months, we had up to 97 people sleeping on the floor.
Allison adds there needs to be more affordable housing in Rapid City to help mitigate the homelessness issue. This year's homeless count came up with the exact same number of people experiencing housing insecurity in Rapid City as it did last year. Local cattle expert says he's not anticipating price cuts for cattle because of the president's new tariff plan. KOTA Territory's Blake Trolley paid a visit to the Belle Fourche livestock market today and has the story.
At the Belle Fourche livestock market, ranchers seated in the bleachers place their bids for cattle as they regularly do.
Now 7.5 guys, 750 right in front of you, 750.
With the president's tariffs announced just one day prior, Dan Perotic with the market remains confident in cattle prices.
When you get out here and look at the people in the stands, what matters to them is what these cattle are going to bring today. And we have a cattle market that has reached all-time highs. And we don't believe that it's going anywhere but straight with the way it's been or up. We have a real shortage of cattle.
Perotic provided a simple explanation for the current demand for beef.
What impacts our market is what the American housewife does at the grocery store, or the people that go to a high-end steakhouse. They're buying these steaks. Yes, they're higher, but they are buying them because they like the taste of beef.
Auctioneer Jade Harper says a widespread drought has led to a shortage of cattle. Those low cattle numbers in turn raise prices.
It's amazing what the prices of cattle compared to even last fall. It seems like every week they just get higher and higher.
Hot bidding wars are playing out, as Harper calls them.
We get a lot of grass cattle buyers show up, and it kind of seems like the sky's the limit for them.
President Trump's tariffs yesterday include a baseline 10% on all countries. Other countries, including China and the European Union, are facing steeper tariffs. Blake Trolley, KOTA Territory News.
Well, sometimes it's hard to say goodbye. Today, the Rapid City Police Department bid farewell to the beloved canine Max, a service dog that gave 5 years to the force. Max made his way through the front doors of the Public Safety Building outside to a standing ovation from RCPD staff in celebration of his service. It's been a long-held tradition for the department to celebrate a service dog's last day at work. The Belgian Malinois now rides into retirement after helping Senior Officer Roan Ryman conduct a variety of arrests, find narcotics, and help with search and rescue efforts. Ryman says it was bittersweet walking Max out of the building one last time.
I don't really look forward to it per se, hanging up the leash and him going to retirement, just because our job of working together was so enjoyable and so positive. But you know, as the time comes, you have to make the decision on what's best for the department, what's best for the city, what's best for the dog.
Max will spend his retirement with Ryman and his family. Still to come on KOTA Territory News, we have this week's edition of KOTA Cares, where we spotlight an area organization that is giving back. In this week's KOTA Cares, we're spotlighting Friends of the Children HESAPA, a nonprofit dedicated to building lasting, supportive relationships with youth. KOTA Territory's Jasmine Davis has the story.
A study shows 1 in 3 young people grow up without a mentor. Research confirms that professional mentoring can have a huge impact on kids in many different ways, such as personal, academic, and professional situations.
I'm able to guide and offer information to not just the youth, but their caregiver, and give them empathy and support, and it makes my life make sense.
Friends of the Children HESAPA commits to every children that they work with long-term, starting from kindergarten to graduation and into their adult lives.
We get to grow with the kids through diversity. Many of our mentors have experienced these adversities, and they know how to navigate them very well using resources that they've learned to use. So we have a wide array of mentors that can help with any type of situation.
Friends of the Children HESAPA are committed to breaking the cycle of poverty and empowering youth for long-term success.
We are directly impacting generational poverty and working to fix it. So through the professional mentors and the relationships they have with the youth that we serve, we are really planting the seeds for future leaders in our communities, because there's so much strength and so much potential there.
To help break the cycle of poverty and support a child's long-term success, visit our website at kotatv.com. Reporting for KOTA Territory News, I'm Jasmine Davis.
Chief Meteorologist David Stradling is tracking snow showers tonight, but says warmer air will return. The details are in your accurate First Alert forecast next.
Now, the First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist David Stradling.
The latest drought monitor was released today. This is what it looked like last week before the update, but with all that moisture last weekend, we'll notice an improvement across northeast Wyoming. Once I advance this here, you'll notice the extreme drought's gone, and the moderate drought is actually down to abnormally dry in southern Campbell County, which is great news. Extreme drought was trimmed back a little bit closer down towards Lusk, but there hasn't been a whole lot of changes across western South Dakota. And now any moisture we've gotten since Tuesday and what's going to be falling overnight tonight will be incorporated in next week's drought monitor data once they're able to sort through that. Our Golden West weather camera looking east towards Rapid City from Skyline Drive. A few clouds overhead, and that's going to be moving in from some showers. Now, as we take a look at temperatures, we have many of us in the 40s and 50s. There are some 30s, though, towards Newcastle. Now, Gillette, Buffalo, Faith, those temperatures are not on the map because the weather reporting sites there are currently down, so we're waiting for them to be fixed so we can get that data up and running again, but we're not discluding these numbers here. It's just not getting fed into our system. So we got to wait for Buffalo and Faith to kind of get back up and running and get their weather sensors fixed there. 50 in Rapid City, 38 towards Lead, 42 in Nemo, 48 in Spearfish. Temperatures will continue to drop overnight tonight because of a front that's going to move through and only help us get up to 38 degrees for a high tomorrow. There will be some morning snow showers. Let's take a look at that system that is moving in. Right now we have rain showers moving into southwestern South Dakota and northeast Wyoming from a strong system that's starting to develop into Colorado right now. We'll notice some showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder up into Harding County, but these showers into southeastern portions of Montana are associated with a cold front that's going to be pushing through KOTA territory overnight tonight. That'll take rain showers, change them over to snow showers, and bring some possible accumulations. Let's take a look at that. Through the evening and overnight hours, you'll notice snow showers from northwest South Dakota to northeast Wyoming and parts of southeastern Montana. Those will eventually move towards the northern Black Hills. By tomorrow morning, we may have a dusting up to 2 inches for parts of Wyoming, the hills, northwest South Dakota and southeastern Montana. That's going to be the case for those locations. Now, maybe a few isolated spots may get closer to 3 inches towards the northern hills and near Sheridan, but we're just looking at a lighter accumulation out of the system. It'll pull away and skies will clear out Friday evening, and we're setting up for a sunny weekend. It's going to be pretty nice. So 38, cold tomorrow, breezy. It's going to feel like the 20s. 51 Saturday, 60 Sunday. There will be a slight breeze over the weekend. By Monday, we're 56, but warmer air continues to build. So we have this trough overhead, and that's what's kept those temperatures down recently. But you will notice this ridge starting to build out towards the west. That'll pump in some more mild air over the weekend, and especially next week. Now, the ridge kind of shrinks a little bit going into early next week, but as we get towards the second half of the week, that's when some 60s and possible 70s will move back into KOTA territory. We'll keep you updated on that going into the weekend. But tonight, snow showers, light accumulations. As I mentioned, the northern hills, northeast Wyoming, northwest South Dakota, and southeast Montana could be the recipients of a dusting up to an inch or two. For tomorrow, highs will only be in the 30s. A few spots may jump up into the low 40s. Temperatures will be cold, though. It'll be breezy, feeling even colder with snow showers ending in the morning. Better weather this weekend, 40s and 50s Saturday, 50s and 60s Sunday. For Rapid City, you'll notice those warmer temperatures moving in towards the middle of next week.
Lots of 60s up there, so we're getting there.
We're getting there slowly, yeah. It's going to be pretty nice going into that following weekend as well, but we'll have to keep an eye on maybe some cooler temperatures that next week.
All right, thank you very much, David. Coming up, Rapid City's Haley Timmer has decided to transfer from South Dakota State. We'll tell you where she's headed. Plus, our Athletes of the Week took on a big leadership role for the Hot Springs girls basketball team. Vic Quick has all the details next in KOTA Sports.
Happy dinner time, everybody. The Rush came up on the short end last night, falling to Kansas City 5-0. Nathan Torchia made his first professional start in net and kept the Mavericks off the scoreboard in the first period, but Kansas City did put up 3 goals in the second stanza en route to earning the victory. The same two teams meet tomorrow and Saturday night in Kansas City. The Hot Springs girls basketball team didn't pick up as many wins as it would have liked this season, but the Bison weren't short on character and commitment. Hot Springs was led by its 3 seniors, Kennedy Majeski, Destiny Webb, and Kaylee Bader. For their efforts, this trio is our Gustafson Builders Athletes of the Week. Now, Webb will continue her education at the University of Sioux Falls. Bader will study ultrasound at Southeast Tech in Sioux Falls. Majeski will venture down to Florida International University to study marine biology.
Well, I've always loved the ocean, and Florida has just been a dream of mine since I was really little. And yeah, it just really connects me. I'm starting in 4 months, so it's pretty exciting.
I enjoy playing games. I enjoy playing with my teammates and getting up and down the court. The sport of basketball is really fun. I like the physicality of the sport and how much hard work you have to put into it to be good at it. I enjoy my team. They're a great asset to it.
You create friendships through basketball and just through sports in general, which if you didn't do sports, your social skills are lower. And yeah, I like basketball a lot.
Rapid City's Haley Timmer has announced she is transferring from South Dakota State to Oklahoma State. Timmer will graduate from SDSU in May and still has 1 year of basketball eligibility. The former St. Thomas More standout plans on pursuing a master's degree down in Stillwater. Timmer has been a big part of the Jackrabbits' success. She averaged 13 points and 4 rebounds a game this season, helping South Dakota State win the Summit League Championship and pick up a win in the NCAA tournament. Now, that victory just happened to come against Timmer's new team, Oklahoma State. Due to expected bad weather, the Black Hills State softball team series at Colorado Christian has been pushed back to Sunday and Monday. The teams will play a pair of doubleheaders beginning at noon on Sunday and 11 on Monday. The Yellow Jackets enter the series with a 19-17 record. The weather has also caused the start of the high school softball season to be pushed back a bit. Stevens will now host Spearfish next Thursday. The Raiders will also match up with Sturgis a week from tomorrow. Both those games will be played at the Parkview Complex and will start at 6 o'clock. In the world of Major League Baseball this afternoon, the Rockies lost to the Phillies 3-1. Antonio Senzatella allowed just 1 run in 5 1/3 innings for Colorado. The Twins lost to the Astros 5-2. Carlos Correa and Trevor Larnach drove in the runs for Minnesota. High school tennis today. Rapid City Christian squaring off with St. Thomas More. I'll have highlights of that for you coming up tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock. Well, that's a look at sports. We'll be right back.
Be sure to tune into KOTA Territory News at 6 on Fox. An e-commerce retail giant announces a bid for TikTok as the deadline to sell the app draws near. Plus, financial markets fear the president's tariffs could lead to a trade war and possibly a global recession.
This will be a short time of uncertainty, and then we'll move back to the prosperity that this president has envisioned.
Those stories and more are tonight at 6 on Fox.
And a zoo in Spain is celebrating the healthy birth of a Malayan tapir cub. The birth is significant because the species is endangered. Only 25 have been born in zoos in the last decade, and this is the first in Spain. There are only about 2,500 Malayan tapirs left in the world. The zoo said the mother and cub will continue to stay quarantined indoors, but they are both doing well so far. That's all great, but I still would rather have a monkey.
Yeah, that's a very cute thing, but a monkey would be fun at the station.
We're going to get one eventually here.
Yeah, all kinds of animals will be fun here at the station there. We're going to be looking at the weather here, and it's a little on the cooler side for tomorrow. We have a front moving in from the northwest that's going to bring some snow showers in Dakota Territory. For tomorrow morning, we'll wake up into the 20s. There may be some light accumulations for the northern hills, northeast Wyoming, parts of northwest South Dakota and southeastern Montana, maybe a dusting up to an inch or so. And then you'll notice those temperatures warming up this weekend. 50s on Saturday, near 60 on Sunday, 50s and 60s next week, and by next weekend we could be talking highs near the 70s.
You know who'd enjoy 70s?
You?
Monkey.
Oh, that's true.
Monkey would like that. See you tonight at 10.
Thanks for watching KOTA Territory News, your local news and weather authority.